Insidious, The Red Door was directed by Patrick Wilson, stars Patrick Wilson, Lil Shane, and here things have changed for our characters as they've all moved on with their lives. They're now more profitable, and when their son pursues his career and education by finally starting on his path, he discovers the demons of his past have not escaped and have followed him here into a hellish nightmare. Insidious 5 is something that I'm not sure who's excited for. I think we all can agree 3 was about the point everyone thinks, these things could have all stopped. And after seeing this movie, it's where it should have all stopped. Insidious 5 is one of the worst horror films I have ever seen. And not because it's completely cheesy or anything. I'll tell you why. It's incompetent. It's incompetently made. It's haphazardly made. It's lazily made, and it's a cash grab. That's all it is. There's nothing more to this movie. This is literally a studio looking at a franchise that's dead and should be buried and saying, but we can milk it one more time, and just creating the shell of what this used to be. It's just, there's not effort in this anymore. It's lazy, it's tropes, and this movie's honestly so bad, it's almost good in a way. It's one of those films, it's fallen to that level, which is insane to think about. The fact that this movie is so incredibly unaware of what it is. It's just blissfully ignorant to how bad it is to watch. First thing I want to talk about here that really takes me out this movie are just the characters. They are some of the worst written I have seen in a long time. It's horrendous, to say the least. There's nothing to them anymore. There's nothing interesting. There's nothing intriguing. You don't care. And there's a difference from dumb decisions in horror films to just people make these brain dead decisions. There's this one scene at night with these two characters, like in the middle of the movie, and it is the complete failure to think by these characters is unbearable at this point. It's just surprisingly dumb. Not to mention, this movie is not only cheap, the screenplay makes no sense at all. There are so many things that happen in this movie, without getting into spoilers, that don't make sense. And its urge to tie things to the past, oftentimes in here, fail. Its attempts to mimic or redo the magic some of the early films doesn't work either. This is just completely soulless and lifeless. And then it's got some of the worst performances I've ever seen in one of these films. I can't. The lead character in here is just terrible. I can't believe this was made. The direction is so poor, and it's like this is like every trope of a horror movie ever thrown on screen, and it's cheap, and there's nothing. You're not scared. You're just sitting there like this. Okay, it's not working anymore. This series is dead. This movie is horrible. It's hard for me to even collect my thoughts to talk about how bad this movie really is. It's just a complete failure. Nothing worked for me on any level aside from a bit of the third act, and that was it. The setup is terrible. Too much exposition is throughout this movie, and it's completely a letdown on every form or fashion. I didn't have high expectations going in, and it still let me down. That should tell you what it's like. Don't see Insidious: The Red Door. It's terrible. It has a horrible premise. Cheap thrills that don't work, and honestly is one of the laziest cop-outs I've seen from Hollywood in a long time that isn't worth your money or time. I'm going to give Insidious: The Red Door a 2 out of 10. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.